Hi and welcome to this week's Something for the Weekend. I'm Tony, Sales Manager here at Martin Lynch & Sons. And this week we're going to be doing one of Tony's band guides. We're going to be taking a look at the 4 meter band, or the 70 megahertz band as some of you may know it, and having a little discussion as to why it's not used so much, why it wasn't used so much, and what you can actually do on this band. Is it any good? Well, probably one of the reasons it wasn't used that much back in the past was that the equipment wasn't commercially available. So you'd have to get some XPMR gear, convert it yourself, adapt those amateur radio skills that you had when you took your city and guilds. Times have changed a little bit, and manufacturers are now producing radios with 4 meters as standard, so you don't have to go into your shack, you don't have to get the soldering iron out and do a bit of conversion. Now that's great news, because it means you can access the band easily and you can use all the modern tech that goes along with it. Before we go into any more details about the band, I'd just like to say about the equipment that we're using, because we've had a few comments on the last few videos that say, yep, great video, love the band guides, however, could you go into a bit more detail about what equipment you're using? So here we go. So starting off, we're going to be using Yaesu's FT8 obviously available in 2 formats, the field and the AESS version. Good thing about this radio, yep, you've guessed it, comes with 4 meters as standard. Now, another little clever thing about the 710 as well is the tuner does work on 4 meters. So we don't have a 4 meter antenna up at the moment, but I'll be tuning up a wire, seeing how we get on, and yeah, using that internal tuner on the 710 to do so. Right, moving along, the microphone will be Yaesu's M070, great match for the 710. As you know, it's got that lovely cable with it where you can switch from 8-pin round or to modular. So obviously we put it onto modular for the 710 and that's all ready to go. So we're going to have some great audio hopefully. And power wise, we've actually got one of these, which is a Rig Expert Shackmaster 500. So it's a new power supply on the market. I thought I'd give it a little run out now, and it's very, very clever. Touch screen, as you can see. Comes with USB-C and USB-A sockets as well as standard. And this lovely little stand here, as you can see. And the clever thing with this is if I tilt it, the screen here actually changes, so it will adapt to whatever environment you put it in. Now we're going to move on to an explanation about the 4 meter band, which frequencies it covers, and what you can do on that band and where you can do it. So let's get on with that. Okay, so as you've noticed, I've turned around and hopefully you can see both the screen and me basically. 4 meter band. So for those that have never operated on 4 meters, never heard of 4 meters, it is actually a secondary allocation for us amateurs here in the UK, and it's one of those bands that kind of was only used really by the UK and a few other countries, places like Cyprus, Gibraltar, etc., due to obvious reasons. However, times change and there's a lot more countries within Europe now that have been given the 4 meter allocation, which means one good thing. It means you can DX on it as well. Anyway, let's have a look at the band plan now, work our way up. As I said, we're using the internal tuner on Yaesu's FT8, and the antenna, not really optimized for 4 meters, but we'll see how we get on, and I'm not promising anything, but you know how we do it. It's the way we do it on Martin Lynch & Sons videos. We kind of just roll with it live. It's about 10 past 4 on a Wednesday afternoon, and let's see what happens. So starting off at the bottom of the band at 70 megahertz, which is here, as you can see on the lovely 710. Now if you see me looking down all the time, I've got my screen in front of me, and obviously you've got the video out of the other screen. So this rolls through to 70.100, which is basically the beacon part of the band. So as we've seen before with like 10 meters, there's beacons which are present on the 4 meter band, which means you can check propagation, see if things are changing a little bit on the band. Now talking about propagation on the 4 meter band, what can you expect? Well, with 70 megahertz being a VHF band, it's kind of going to be the same as 10 meters, 6 meters and 2 meters. So you can expect some tropo, bit of sporadic E, and even get trans-equatorial contacts if you're very, very lucky. Right, so as I said, 70 to 70.1 is going to be the beacons. So we're going to move up the band. I'm going to pop it into CW mode and see if we can hear anything. As I said, I think at the moment the antenna is actually facing north, so I'm not too sure what we're going to get, but let's give it a go. So I'm going to change the mode on here. Going to go for CW, and then start going up the band. Let's start from the bottom. Bit of audio. Lovely quiet audio on this 710, by the way. So let's see if we can find anything. No, a little bit of a birdie. And again, as I always say with these modern transceivers, always take a little look at the waterfall as well, because it may be that you actually see some activity before you hear it further up the band. Now, there is a bit of a beacon there. I think I've lost it there. Right. We're not going to struggle with that for the moment, but I think the majority of these beacons will give you a call sign. A lot of them will actually announce the power that's going out as well. So good thing is nowadays with the internet you can search, you can look for which beacons are available and kind of go from there. So let's keep going up, doing very, very small steps here. Now I can't see anything obvious showing. And we're going up the band more and more. Sometimes you're lucky and you get these kind of tones. I know in 2 meters you kind of get these tones, and it's kind of a trigger point to finding a beacon. So no, I'm looking up and down. There's nothing really obvious on the band for me at the moment. And as I always say, if you use the 4 meter band a lot, leave some comments below the video and educate us, because that's what the hobby is about. So let's have a look. Okay, no, doesn't seem like we're going to get any luck here at all. I think we're going to have to call that a loss at the moment, but it does give me a good excuse to have a chat with Martin and maybe get a decent 4 meter antenna up on the roof. Anyway, now let's move further up the band, and we're going to go on from 7.10 to 7.250, which is the narrow band part of the band. Okay, so that would be stuff like CW, digital modes, etc. So let's keep it into CW, and we'll see if we can get any CW signals on. I'd be very interested if there's any on 4 meters actually. So let's see what we can do. And we'll start going up. Again, constantly looking around this part here, as you can see with the cursor, to see if we can see any movement. Anyone transmitting any weak signals. Now I thought I'd sort of have the antenna in the direction of north and south, basically, in the hope that, you know, maybe we get some activity. Maybe I should have put it east to west, who knows. But from what I read, the 4 meter band's great for sort of like a nationwide coverage. So if you're going to be, you know, working some inter-G stuff with it, you want to talk to friends further up the country, 4 meters is amazing. Now, for those that don't know, we have an agent in the Falklands. Hi Bobby, if you're watching. And obviously if you're in the Falklands and you want to shop with Martin Lynch, have a chat with Bobby and we can get you any of the goods that we stock. Anyway, I digress. Back to Bobby and the 4 meter band. He says that on 2 meters, he's kind of, you know, in a remote area in the Falklands. And he says on 2 meters, he can achieve normally a good 50-mile range on his transmissions. Double that when it comes to 4 meters. So, you know, it's a great band, especially if you're going mobile, etc. It might be worth having a look at 4 meters. There's whips available for 4 meters, monoband whips. And, you know, as I said, a lot of the radios do cover it. So stuff like ICOM 7100. Anyway, let's get back to the radio because that's what we're here for. And see if we can pick any CW up. As I said, we're going to be going up to 250 and see what happens. So we'll keep going. And again, as luck would have it, no activity. So could be the wrong time of the day for me. From what I understand, there's a lot of nets on 4 meters as well come the evenings, and obviously the RSGB activity evenings, where you'll be able to go on 4 and guaranteed to have people on there. Now, R. Richard says that he has a local net down. He often speaks to a guy in Southampton who says his beam's always pointing north. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those where I think if you give a CQ call out on this band that you may get lucky, but you know, we'll try that in a bit anyway. So that's your narrowband portion. Not much luck there. As I said, we may revisit this video at some time once we get a decent 4 meter antenna up, but you know, we've given it a go, and that's what amateur radio is about. Now moving along, 7.250. Now I've got to reference this one because it's a strange frequency. So 7.250 to 7.294 is all modes. Okay, and it's not a channelized area. Now this is probably why it's that weird frequency split. But let's have a look. We're going to go up. We're going to go up in. Let's go up in sideband and see what happens. And a bit of audio. So I've got to be 7.294. It's a strange one, but let's give it a go. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The way the hobby is, I'd love to hear just a little bit, even a bit of QSB, a voice in QSB. That'd be lovely. So let's see what we can do. And that was a quick scan. No. I'm going to leave it on 275 for a moment and see if anything comes up. And as I said, it's not channelized, so my take from kind of the research that I've done before and having a chat with some of the guys that have operated 4 meters is more than likely, you know, there's going to be sort of sideband activity around this area. So probably worth putting into your memories if you've got a 710, DX10, etc. Right. I don't think we're going to be getting anything there, so maybe we're going to go to the FM portion. Let me have a look here. So this is the channelized bit, and it's 12.5 kilohertz spacing when it comes to the channelized part. So I'm going to flick over to FM. There we go. Yep, there's that lovely FM noise. Okay, and again, I'm going to reference across now. How many of you remembered? Yeah, so it was 9.4. So we're going to go from 9.4, and we can carry this now all the way up to 7.500. So that is basically your 4 meter band. So it's going to be 70.0 to 70.500. So it's a very narrow band, very small band. And you know, with a small band, you should have a lot of activity in that small band. So obviously wrong time of the day for us, but we'll keep going. Okay, now let's go up and see if we can get anything. Now I'm going to be using the VFO on this, which is obviously not going to step up in 12.5 kcs because I want to be able to freehand it a little bit. So let's see. You always get excited when it dips down like that, don't you? Okay, no joy there. Okay, and we're going to change that to 70.43750. Enter. Turn that down for a moment. Now, I've stopped on this frequency here, which is 70.437.500, because now I'm not 100% certain that this is still active, but with the 4 meter band, there's no repeaters, which I know sounds a bit strange for a VHF band, but there's actually no repeaters as far as I know, unless rules have changed, etc., on the 4 meter band. However, there are what they call parrot repeaters. So you can transmit, your audio is then recorded, played on and forwarded basically to a further distance. So obviously it makes the QSO a bit staggered, but it's a great thing if you want to achieve that little bit of extra distance. Now this frequency here is for the parrot repeater in Tring. So you do need a CTCSS tone to this, which I think is around 77 Hertz. I'll be honest, I've tried this earlier. I can't access it from here, which is probably more down to the antenna that I've got up at the moment for 4 meters than the actual coverage of the parrot repeater if it is on. So basically a simplex repeater, I think is the correct term for it. There's a few of these around the country. I believe there's one in Shropshire as well. Worth giving a try. You never know. Put a call out and it could happen. Now, if we go up from here, and I'm going to just put the audio up a bit, to 70.450, as this is the FM calling frequency basically for 4 meters. So, you know me, don't just sit here listening to the radio, because we never know if the bands are open, do we? So let's give it a quick go. Let's give a call out on 450 on FM and see if we can get any takers. Okay, so CQ, CQ4, CQ, CQ4 from Golf 2 Mike Lima, G2ML, Golf number 2 Mike Lima, G2ML according to CQ4. Now, as I said, I'm not holding out too much due to the time of day. Most people are at work in the UK, but you never know. So we'll give it another try just in case. Hello CQ, CQ4, CQ, CQ4 meters from Golf 2 Mike Lima, G2ML, Golf number 2 Mike Lima, G2ML, CQ4. Okay, so no luck there. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you, but you never know. We haven't set up people to answer us, which often happens, as you know, on these demos. We like to run it fresh. So 4 meters, no answers there, but what a great band if you're sitting at home with your friend and you want to have a chat and not be interrupted. Go on at this time of the day, be perfect, absolutely perfect. So also in this channelised section, there are frequency allocations as well for digital modes. Again, go to the RSGB website. There's a great band plan on there which gives you the whole listing down as to what all these separate spot frequencies are. Again, 12.5 kc spacing again from this part of the band. Okay, so I've gone down to the FT8 frequency that's listed. As I said, the antenna isn't optimum. However, FT8, as we know, works with a paper clip. As you can see, not a huge amount of activity here. So I think we're going to call it a day really when it comes to the 4 meter band, but only this day, because we're going to try it another day, get another antenna up, give it another go, which is what you should all do. So, you know, if you do go on and much like us, you become disappointed in that you didn't find anything on 4 meters, don't just go and never use it again, because, you know, as we always say, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So this is a prime opportunity for all of you now to get onto 4 meters. You know, there's plenty of radios out there, as I've said, the FT710, FTDX10, FTDX101, IC7300, for example. The 7100 does 4 meters as well. There's the Wuxen handhelds, you know, under £100, get onto the 4 meter band quite easily. Also the Anytone radios, we do the 588, which is 4 meters mobile, which would be great for you on FM. And again, always call, get on the key, do a bit of digi, doesn't matter, but get on the band, let's get it used a lot. As I said before, there's a lot of countries out there now on 4 meters, and when conditions do change, you're going to be very, very surprised as to what you work and who you work. You know, let's give 4 meters a bit of a push and use all those bands. That's what they're there for. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.